The galaxy had a rule. It wasn't written in law or carved into stone, but every intelligent species understood it the moment they reached the stars. When the Dominion arrives, you surrender. For thousands of years, the Dominion had ruled through fear. Their fleets were endless, their technology incomprehensible, and their cruelty unmatched. Civilizations far more advanced than Earth had bowed without a fight. Entire star systems had gone silent in a single day. So when their ships appeared in Earth's orbit, the Galactic Council didn't panic. They pitied us. Primitive, one alien diplomat said as he watched the live feed. They still use chemical propulsion. They will surrender within hours, another replied calmly. Of course they will. Everyone does. On Earth, alarms screamed across every nation. Satellites picked up the massive fleet instantly, hundreds of black warships blotting out the stars. Their hulls absorbed light, their weapons glowed faint red, and their presence alone made the oceans restless. A message came through. Not in English. Not in any known language. But somehow, everyone understood. Submit. Or be erased. For a moment, the world fell silent. Governments scrambled. Military leaders shouted orders. Civilians stared at the sky in fear. And then, something unexpected happened. Humanity argued. They're unbeatable. No, there has to be a way. We should negotiate. We should fight. Every country, every leader, every person had an opinion. But deep down, one truth echoed in every human heart. We didn't come this far just to kneel. The Dominion waited. They always gave new civilizations a chance to surrender. It made things easier. Cleaner. But as minutes turned into hours, something felt wrong. Why haven't they responded? One Dominion commander asked. Perhaps they are preparing their surrender ritual. Or perhaps, another said slowly, they are considering resistance. The room went quiet. Then, laughter. Resistance, the commander scoffed. With what? Their primitive weapons? They are not a threat. On Earth, a single message was finally transmitted back. It was short, simple, and translated perfectly into every language in the galaxy. No. The Dominion didn't understand at first. No, the commander repeated. Yes, Commander, the translator confirmed. Their response is refusal. Silence filled the command chamber. Then came the order. Destroy them. The first strike was meant to end everything. A beam of pure energy fired from the lead warship, aimed directly at Earth. But before it could reach the planet, it hit something. A shimmering blue barrier surrounded Earth, glowing brighter with the impact. The Dominion fleet paused. Impossible, someone whispered. Primitive species do not possess planetary shields. But Earth did. Because humanity had been preparing. Not for the Dominion specifically, but for anything. For years, scientists had worked on experimental defenses. Governments had secretly collaborated. Rivals had set aside differences. Not because they trusted each other, but because they didn't trust the universe. Fire again, the commander ordered. This time, dozens of ships attacked. The shield flickered. The oceans roared. The sky turned electric blue. But it held. Barely. Deploy fighters, the commander said, irritation creeping into his voice. Hundreds of Dominion fighters launched, descending toward Earth like a swarm of locusts. And that's when humanity made its move. From hidden bases, underground hangars, and aircraft carriers across the oceans. Human fighters launched. They weren't elegant. They weren't advanced. But they were fast. And they were everywhere. The first human pilot to reach the battlefield didn't hesitate. "Target locked," she said, her voice steady. "Engage." Her missile hit a Dominion fighter head-on. It exploded. The Dominion froze. Did they just destroy one of our ships?" an officer asked. "That is not possible," another replied. But it was. And then it happened again. And again. And again. Human fighters swarmed like angry hornets, using speed, unpredictability, and sheer determination to overwhelm their enemies. They didn't fight like the Dominion expected. They took risks. They made impossible maneuvers. They sacrificed themselves if it meant taking down even one enemy. "This species is irrational," the commander muttered. "No," another officer said quietly. "They are something else." Back on Earth, the situation was still desperate. The shield was weakening. Cities were under attack. Casualties were rising. But humanity didn't stop. Because stopping meant extinction. Then came the turning point. A group of human engineers had an idea. Crazy. Dangerous. Perfect. Using captured Dominion technology and their own experimental designs, they created a weapon unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Not a laser. Not a missile. But a focused energy pulse designed to disrupt Dominion shields. "It will only work once," the lead scientist warned. "Then we make it count," the general replied. The weapon was mounted on a single ship. A human ship. Small. Fragile. Outmatched. Its pilot knew the odds. "Do I have permission to proceed?" he asked. "Permission granted," came the reply. "Good luck." The ship launched. It dodged enemy fire, weaving through chaos and destruction. The Dominion targeted it immediately. "Destroy that vessel," the commander shouted. But it was too late. Firing now. The pulse shot out, invisible but devastating. It hit the Dominion flagship. And for the first time in history, a Dominion shield failed. The explosion lit up space. The flagship was gone. Silence. Total silence. Across the battlefield. Across the galaxy. The Dominion had never lost a flagship. Not once. Not ever. "Retreat," the commander whispered. "What?" an officer asked, stunned. "Retreat," he shouted. The fleet pulled back. Not in strategy. Not in order. But in fear. On Earth, people looked up at the sky. The ships were leaving. The war was over. The Galactic Council watched in disbelief. They won," one diplomat said. "No," another corrected softly. "They survived." From that day forward, the rule changed. Across the galaxy, a new truth spread. When the Dominion arrives, you surrender. Unless you're human. Because humans don't just fight to win. They fight because they refuse to lose. And the stars would never forget the day humanity said, "No."